Hello, it's Sonia here, The Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today is Tuesday, and that means it's Tunisian Tuesday. So today we're going to be doing a stitch pattern, and I'm just using my eye hook or 5.5mm hook. I've just popped a rubber band on the end, and I've already worked my chain here, and this yarn is number 4 or worsted weight yarn, and I do believe it is actually Red Heart. I think it's Super Saver, maybe. The label isn't on, but it kind of feels like Super Saver. So to do this stitch pattern, you will need to chain an even number. So I already went ahead and chained 10. So let's begin the first row. So that will be our setup row. So we're going to turn it over to work in the back bumps. In that second bump from our chain, we're going to pull up a loop. And if you have never done Tunisian crochet before, Tunisian crochet is worked in 2 parts. Each row consists of 2 parts. So this is row 1, and the first part of our row we're putting our stitches on our hook, and that is the forward pass. And then the second part of our row we will take our stitches off, and that will be the return pass. Okay, so I have my 10 loops on my hook. So whatever amount you chained is the same amount that will be on your hook. So now we need to work the second part of our row, which is the return pass. So if you've never done Tunisian crochet, I do have a complete playlist that goes over the basics, plus other stitch tutorials and patterns on there as well. And I will link that in the description box below, and I'll also put a little eye somewhere up here or over here, wherever it shows up on your screen. All right, so let's do the return pass. You're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 for the rest of the row. Okay, so there is row 1. So row 2, we are going to start our repeat. It is a 2-row repeat. So row 1 was our setup row. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over twice. And we're going to combine regular crochet with Tunisian crochet. So we've yarned over twice. This first vertical bar, we're going to insert our hook and yarn over and pull up a loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, pull through 2 times. And now we're going to work a purl stitch in the next vertical bar. So that means our yarn is in front, and we work a purl stitch. And this yarn is a squeaky. All right, so we're going to yarn over twice again, and in that insert in that vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 times. So at the end of this row, we still will have the same amount of loops on our hook. So now we're going to do that purl stitch. And yarn over twice, and we're just going to repeat across. Alright, so now we have 1 stitch left that we need to complete. So in this stitch here, it looks like a chain. We're going to insert our hook in there and pull up a loop. So we should still have 10 loops on our hook. Or actually 12, I'm sorry, I changed 12 and not 10. So my original chain was 12, not 10. Obviously, I have a counting issue, and counting is important in crochet. So whatever amount you chained, so I chained 12, I have 12 loops on my hook. So if you did indeed chain 10, you will have 10 loops on your hook. So let's work the return pass. It will be the same as row 1. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 for the rest of the row. Alright, so there is row 2. So let's begin row 3. So row 3 is going to be similar to row 2, but we're just going to flip it. So instead of our first stitch being the stitch with all the yarn overs, it will be the purl stitch. So yarn in front, and so here is that vertical bar right there, and we're working that purl stitch. So if you're not familiar with working purl stitches, again, it's in the playlist. Okay, so now we're going to work the stitch with the yarn overs, yarn over twice. Insert our hook into the next vertical bar, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 times. And work our purl stitch. And we're going to repeat that across. Alright, and now we're going to work in that stitch that looks like a chain. Insert your hook and pull up your loop. So I should still have 12 stitches, not 10. Now again, if you did chain 10, you would have 10 loops on your hook. And now we work the return pass like we did for the previous 2 rows. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 for the rest of the row. So what you're going to do is you're going to be repeating rows 2 and 3 for however long you want your swatch. And you can see all these fun bumps. I wanted to do a stitch that kind of looked like a puff stitch or a bobble with Tunisian crochet, and I feel like this is an easy way to accomplish that. So it has a lot of nice textures. It almost looks like berries in a way, maybe called the berry stitch, I don't know. So I'm going to go repeat rows 2 and 3, and then we will do our bind off row. Okay, so here is my swatch. I've worked 7 rows, so let's do our bind off row. So we're going to bind off kind of in pattern. So our first stitch would be the yarn over stitch, so that would be a row 2, but we're just going to do simple stitch. So insert our hook, yarn over, and work that bind off. Now the next stitch on top of the yarn over stitch, we're going to do a purl stitch, like if we were working in pattern, and we're going to do simple. I was playing around with different bind offs to see what looked nicest, and I like this one the best. And now we work in that stitch that looks like a chain, bind off, and this one lays flat, which is really nice, and it has a lot of fun texture, and I do think it looks kind of like little berries there, and I just thought it would be something fun to try, and I really like how it turned out. I actually think this would be really cute in a hat. Maybe I'll have to do a hat pattern with this stitch. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.